News 6 uncovers disturbing new details about the prime suspect in the disappearance of college student Mia Marcano.
Yes, tonight a $15,000 reward is being offered for information that leads to Mia Marcano. This as searchers spend a second day combing through a wooded area in New Smyrna Beach.
She was just 19 years old, vibrant and full of life, getting ready to board a flight to see her family. But Mia Marcano never showed up. When her loved ones went to her apartment, they were met with a chilling scene: bloodstains, a room in chaos, and no sign of Mia. As the hours turned into days, a disturbing truth began to unfold. Someone had used a master key to enter her home, someone she had once rejected. What followed was a desperate search, a shocking discovery, and a haunting question. How could this have happened in a place she was supposed to feel safe? This was not just a disappearance. It was a carefully planned act carried out by someone with access, someone who knew Mia's routines. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered a trail of obsession, ignored warnings, and missed chances to intervene. What started as a missing persons case quickly spiraled into a high-profile investigation that exposed serious failures and led to a tragic ending no one saw coming. Mia Marcano, born on April 26, 2002, in Pembroke Pines, Florida, was a vibrant and ambitious young woman who radiated warmth and passion. Deeply rooted in her Caribbean heritage, Mia carried with pride the cultural richness of the Virgin Islands, Trinidad, and Tobago. She shared a close bond with her mother, Ima Scarbriel, and spent her formative years between South Florida and the British Virgin Islands. Her father, Marlon Marcano, known to many in the music world as DJ Eternal Vibes, was a respected DJ in the South Florida entertainment scene. From a young age, Mia's life was filled with culture, music, and strong family ties. After graduating from Flanagan Senior High School in 2020, Mia took her first steps into higher education with a bright future ahead. She began her college journey at the University of Central Florida, but later transferred to Valencia College, where she pursued a degree in sports medicine. Her passion for helping others, combined with her athletic interests, made this path a natural fit. But Mia was not just a student. She was a multi-talented young woman who shone in many areas. From modeling and pageantry to cheerleading, dancing, and horseback riding, she approached each passion with grace and enthusiasm. Her personality was as bold and colorful as her favorite hue: blue. Blue butterflies often adorned her belongings and later became a poignant symbol at her funeral service, where her casket reflected the same beloved color. Those who knew Mia described her as a light in any room, someone whose smile was unforgettable. She had a special love for soca and calypso music, genres that echoed her Caribbean roots and filled her world with rhythm and joy. Mia's life was full of promise and dreams that were tragically cut short. On September 24, 2021, Mia's life came to a horrifying end. She was discovered slain near the Timberscan apartment complex in Orlando, Florida, where she not only lived but also worked. The devastating news shook her family and community, triggering a wave of grief and fear. Questions quickly followed. What happened to Mia Marcano on that fateful day? Who was responsible for such a brutal act against someone so full of life? The mystery surrounding her disappearance and death left a dark cloud over all who loved her. As authorities launched their investigation, the hunt for answers intensified. The case drew widespread attention, with law enforcement focusing on uncovering the identity of the person responsible. The search for justice became a rallying cry for her family and supporters, all desperate to see accountability. Every detail was scrutinized, each lead followed with urgency. Yet the path to answers was not immediate, and the wait for truth tested the strength of Mia's loved ones. Though her life was stolen far too soon, the fight for justice in Mia Marcano's name continues to echo. Her loved ones remain committed to honoring her memory and ensuring that her story is never forgotten. Known to them as a vibrant butterfly, Mia's legacy lives on through the outpouring of love and the relentless pursuit of justice that followed her tragic end. As we dive deeper into the investigation, we begin to uncover the chilling truth behind the case and the man believed to be responsible for Mia's demise. On the afternoon of Friday, September 24, 2021, 19-year-old Mia Marcano vanished under alarming circumstances from the Arden Villas apartments in Orlando, Florida. Mia both lived and worked at the complex, serving in the leasing office. That evening, she was scheduled to board a flight to Fort Lauderdale to visit her family, but she never made it to the airport. When her family realized she had not arrived, alarm bells rang. Their concern escalated when Mia failed to respond to calls or messages, something they knew was completely out of character. Her loved ones rushed to her apartment in a desperate attempt to find her, or at least make sense of the silence. What they encountered inside her room only intensified their fears. According to a cousin, the room was in disarray. Her bed was unmade, and pieces of her jewelry were scattered across the floor, suggesting a violent interruption. More disturbingly, family members reported the presence of blood within the apartment, reinforcing the belief that Mia had been taken against her will. Adding to their growing panic, Mia's phone had gone dead on the day of her disappearance. Her family was adamant that Maya would never willingly cut off communication, allow her battery to drain completely, or ignore messages from them. As the hours passed with no word, they sprang into action, using social media throughout the weekend to raise awareness and plead for help. On Saturday, Mia's aunt, Simone Westmas, visited the complex herself and had an unsettling encounter with one of the maintenance workers, Armando Caballero.
How did that happen? What is he doing? What is he taking out?
He's taking out. He has gloves.
He has gloves.
He has gloves
He has
in
gloves.
his hands.
He has gloves.
Investigators soon uncovered a critical piece of information. A master key fob, which had been issued to Caballero, had been used to enter Mia's apartment approximately 30 minutes before she was due to finish her shift at 4:30 p.m. on Friday. This discovery shifted the focus of the investigation sharply toward Caballero. Reports indicated that he had previously shown romantic interest in Mia, advances she had politely rejected. Despite her clear boundaries, it appeared that Caballero had not accepted her refusal. Then, just days later, on Monday, September 27th, police in Seminole County received a 911 call reporting a possible suicide. The call came from a location used to store paint supplies. According to the incident report, maintenance workers had arrived to access the garage that morning, only to find it locked, a rare occurrence. Unable to gain entry, they drilled through the lock, a standard procedure in such cases. What they discovered inside was harrowing. Caballero, just 27 years old, was found deceased, his body partially suspended from a garage railing by a red band. His feet hovered an inch above the floor. He wore a gray shirt and black gym shorts. A deputy described the early signs of decomposition. Blood had pooled from his ears and mouth, and rigor mortis had begun to set in. Maintenance staff stated that the last time the garage had been accessed was Friday evening, leading investigators to conclude that Caballero entered the space sometime between then and Monday morning. Although Mia's aunt had encountered him on Saturday, and footage confirmed he was alive that day, it appeared he took his own life sometime between Saturday afternoon and Sunday night. The search for Mia Marcano intensified rapidly following her disappearance. Authorities launched a relentless around-the-clock operation to locate the missing 19-year-old. Divers scoured nearby bodies of water, while teams of officials combed through dense wooded areas in the surrounding region. At that time, officials confirmed they were deploying all resources to uncover what had happened to Mia. A dedicated team of 60 detectives focused solely on her case, working tirelessly across multiple shifts to follow every possible lead. Over the course of the investigation, at least 30 separate searches were conducted across 3 counties. The sheer scale of the operation reflected the urgency and emotional weight of the case. On September 30th, less than a week after Mia vanished, the FBI officially joined the search efforts, lending federal support to the already massive undertaking. Additionally, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement provided their expertise, bringing in specially trained canines capable of detecting electronic devices, particularly cell phones, any clue that might lead them to Mia. Back at the Arden Villas complex, residents received a letter informing them that law enforcement would begin entering all storage units and garages on the property. The message was clear: no area would go unchecked in the search for Mia. Investigators expanded their search zones when Armando Caballero's cell phone pinged near New Smyrna Beach after Mia's disappearance. This new data point provided a crucial lead and prompted law enforcement to redirect some of their efforts to that area, hoping for a breakthrough. Within Mia's apartment, more evidence emerged. Her family stated that signs pointed to her being removed from the unit through a window rather than the front door, suggesting the perpetrator had deliberately tried to avoid detection. This unsettling detail deepened the family's anguish, as it confirmed Mia had likely been forcibly taken. Still, they refused to give up hope. Their determination remained strong, clinging to the possibility that she was still alive and would soon be found. During a press conference, Mia's aunt, Pia Scarbriel, gave a heartfelt plea that echoed the pain and hope shared by the entire family. "I know you're alive," she said, her voice steady but emotional. "I know you're out there. We love you. You know our family is strong. You know our family is big. You know we will never sleep one night until we get you home. We miss you." The family's unwavering faith and public appeals added emotional urgency to the search, drawing support from the wider community. On Saturday, October 2nd, the heartbreaking search for Mia Marcano came to a devastating end. Her remains were discovered near the Timber Scan apartment complex in Orlando, not far from where she lived and worked. Close to her body, investigators found her purse containing identification, prompting them to believe it was Mia even before forensic confirmation. The grim discovery marked a sorrowful turn in the investigation, ending the hope her family had clung to for over a week. Just a few days later, on Tuesday, October 5th, authorities publicly confirmed that the remains were indeed Mia Marcano. Investigators also revealed critical evidence from cell phone records showing that Armando Caballero had been in or near the Timber Scan apartments between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. on the night Mia vanished. It was further uncovered that Caballero had previously lived at that very complex, a detail that strengthened the belief he had chosen the location deliberately. The following day, October 6th, more disturbing details were shared by Orange County Sheriff John Mina. Mia had been found with black duct tape over her mouth, and her hands and feet were also bound with tape. Sheriff Mina stated that authorities believed Armando Caballero had been waiting for Mia inside her apartment on the evening of September 24th, ambushing her shortly before her shift was supposed to end. These findings pointed to a premeditated act by someone who had abused his access and knowledge of her schedule. Mia was discovered wearing jeans, a bra, and a robe. Her purse, located nearby, held the shirt she was last seen wearing. Despite the harrowing nature of the crime, investigators found no signs indicating she had been sexually assaulted before her death. These grim details painted a haunting picture of Mia's final moments and the betrayal she suffered at the hands of someone she had clearly rejected. The case, however, did not end with the confirmation of Mia's death. Her grieving family took action against what they saw as critical failures by law enforcement. They accused the Orange County Sheriff's Office, and specifically Deputies Samir Paulino and Kenneth Dale, of negligence and violating Mia's civil rights. The family's lawsuit alleged that deputies failed to treat her disappearance with urgency and did not escalate the matter to the Criminal Investigations Division in time, potentially costing precious hours. In the aftermath of Mia's tragic case, change followed. In 2022, Florida lawmakers enacted Mia's Law, a direct response to the security loopholes exposed by her death. The law mandates stricter apartment safety measures, including required background checks for employees and stricter controls over the handling and storage of master keys. Mia Marcano's story left behind a legacy that not only sparked legislative reform, but also reignited national conversations about tenant safety and institutional accountability. Thank you for watching this episode to the end. Please share your thoughts about this tragic story in the comments below. If you are new to the channel and like the content, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for upcoming episodes. We greatly appreciate your support. Until next time, I will see you on Urban Crime Stories.